on Tuesday, December the 16th, 2025. And this is a channeled message for 2026. In 2026, numerically, 2026 is a 1 year. When you add the 2, the 0, the 2, and the 6, and then you reduce it to a single digit, you get a 1. And what I have heard or received to communicate is that in a 1 year, or during this 1 year, you won't be able to hide behind anything anymore. Because the 1 is 1. It's single. It's a single digit. It doesn't represent like community or a group effort or a collective. 1 is single. 1 is independent. And so in the 1 year, you won't be able to hide. You won't be able to hide behind anybody or anything. So the enablers are gone in 2026. There are no more enablers. So if you've been hiding behind grandma, granddad, sister, brother, mama, daddy, children, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, you won't be able to do that anymore. If you've been hiding behind a title, if you've been hiding behind a badge, insecurities, doubt, fear, you won't be able to hide anymore. You will now have to face life head on without the covering or protection of someone or something else. You will now be self-accountability. You will now be responsible, solely responsible for your own choices. That is what I came to tell you about 2026 additional messages. You will be held accountable wholly and completely. There's no running back to someone. That someone who always, came to your rescue and got you out of trouble. In 2026, you will have to go within and get your own self out of trouble. There is no savior in 2026. Many people have misused their covering, or the people in their life that were there to assist them, help them. And the thing about it is that these enablers are not being stripped from you or taken from you for malicious reason. It's just that their purpose and their time has run out. Like their original placement in your life was simply there to serve as a bridge to get you to the next level. They weren't there to stay forever. They were there to give you the resources, the strength, the guidance, the direction, to push you along the way. So their time is up. So now you are going to be held responsible for your life. It's no more, oh, I just didn't know. I feel the energy of it's no more of, oh, I just didn't know. Because 2026, everyone will know. Everyone will know based on their level of awareness, based on their ability to comprehend, based on their capacity to comprehend. But everybody will know in 2026. It will vary depending on, like I said, your level of awareness, your ability to comprehend, but everybody will know. So in 2026, it's no more I didn't know. It's no more of the blame game. In 2026, you're not hiding behind anybody. There's nobody coming to your rescue. So all the people who always bailed you out, was always there coming to your rescue, no more. That's ending in 2026, the 1 year. You're going to have to stand up on your own. You notice that a 1, when you even write a 1, it's just a line. That's it. It's nothing next to it. It's nothing surrounding it. It's not, it doesn't even have a shape where it can receive anything. Like, look at the number 9. In 2025, we're in a 9 year. When you write the number 9, it's a circle and then it's a line. So the circle can look like, or it could represent like a womb or receiving or holding something, like putting something inside. With the number 1, there's it's just a line. That's it. It's just a line. Just the number itself, writing it, indicates that it stands alone. It's nothing that comes along with it. And that's 2026 for you. You're going to have to stand alone. And when I say alone, it's in a physical sense. You're going to have to stand alone to realize that you're not alone spiritually. In 2026, you're going to have to stand alone physically in order for you to realize that you're not alone spiritually. No, I'm not. No, I'm not live on more than one platform, just on YouTube. So, yeah, 2026 is it. You will have to stand alone physically in order to realize you're not alone spiritually. Because we've been too dependent on looking outside of ourselves for support. And in 2026, the 1 year, you're going to have to wake up, smell the coffee, and realize That outside help that you're looking for is not coming to save you. It's not. And you're also going to realize that that outside help is um that outside help was really hindering you. That maybe, yeah, maybe they were doing it because they, didn't want you to bump your head and they cared about you. Um, but sometimes, people enabling you are really hindering you. They're preventing you from being your best self. They're preventing you from showing you that you got this, that you're much more than what you think you are. You are more capable than what you think you are. And sometimes people helping you, always coming to your rescue, is what ends up happening is that it turns into learned helplessness, where your automatic default is when you face something challenging, your automatic default, your automatic default, your automatic go-to is you just stop, you shut down, and you just can't do it. You can't move forward. And you don't even try because you're so used to something or someone in your environment coming to pick up the pieces, coming to help you. Like your brain doesn't even attempt to process a solution. That's what happens when somebody is always coming to save you. That's what happens in religion and indoctrination. You've been taught that, oh, Jesus is coming to save me. God is going to come and save me. And so you don't even bother to to try to come up with a solution. You'll pray and then you'll sit back and do nothing because you've been indoctrinated with religion to believe that some something is going to fall from the sky, or you're going to get this knock on the door, or money is just going to appear out of nowhere, or someone is just going to call you out the blue. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes all you had to do was just make a request or make a demand or command, you know, things to be not as though they were. Sometimes that is the action that you have to take, but that's not the only action. And the 1 year is going to teach you that you're going to have to do more than just that. You're not a baby anymore. You're going to have to take some bigger steps. You're going to have to take the bigger steps before the additional help comes to you. There's no more hiding behind other people, other places, other things, other organizations. You got to do it. You got to step up and do it. Because people enabling you have really taught you to be lazy, to procrastinate. You're not able to think critically. You're always Even when you attempt to solve the problem, it's always going to somebody else, going to something else to help you. Like that's your automatic response. Instead of sitting with yourself and seeing what resources you have that you already have at your disposal that's surrounding you, that you don't even have to pick up the phone and call anybody. You already have it. You just don't use it, or you're blind to it because you're so used to going outside of yourself. So with 2026 being a 1 year, it's no more hiding. It's no more hiding. You are literally going to have to figure it out. And that person, that go-to person, they won't be there for you anymore. It's no more hiding behind them. It's no more going to them to help them to for them to help you solve the problem. And it's not even helping. That's not even the correct word. It's no longer going to them and they just solve the problem for you. Because helping means that I assist you. It means that you do something as well and I'm just coming in to provide additional support. A lot of times people aren't even helping you. They're just doing it for you. So I need to rephrase that. I need to find better words or language because they're really not helping you. They're just doing it for you because they're either frustrated with you. They just don't even want to take the time to explain anything to you because they're frustrated with you. They just want you out their face, or they're doing it to keep you under their control, to oppress you, to keep you bound to them, so they can throw it up in your face later. So it's not even help. It's not help. It's just doing it for you, and that's where that learned helplessness comes in at. Because you're so used to people just doing it for you, making a phone call or paying the bill just so that they don't have to deal with it because they have too many other things to deal with. They just want you to shut up. They just don't want to just deal with you because you're an obligation. You're a nuisance. So they'll just do it so they can just move on and get you out of the way. Well, that's coming to an end in 2026. You are now going to see the difference, comprehend the difference of help versus someone doing it for you. Because there is a dramatic difference. Because help means that you got to get off your butt and do something. And a lot of people have not gotten off their butt to do anything because it was always somebody there to help pick up the pieces. And either they're tired of doing that, they have their own problems that they need to attend to, or they have just used you for what they could get out of you and they're going to move on. So that's the additional message for 2026. Just like the number one stands up straight on its own, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to stand up straight on your own. This is not about a group effort, a collective effort. You will have people that will come along across your path who will, you know, give you additional help and support, but that is not going to be long term like now, or like how it has been. They're just going to give you the additional support and quickly move on. It's not going to be a long term effort here. It's not going to be a situation where you become dependent on them, because one is a very independent number. It's not dependent. And some people you're going to have to relearn that. Some people you're going to have to learn it because you were never taught it. Because some people, if you look at your life, all your life, you've never been alone. You've never been by yourself. You've always lived with people, whether it was your mom, your grandma, a guardian, an aunt, an uncle, whether you were in foster care, you were always surrounded by people. There was always somebody there to take up the slack. You never had full responsibility for your well being. You were always in a relationship. You may have always had roommates, but you never, ever took full responsibility for anything in your life. And in 2026, you'll have to experience that, where everything falls on you. There's no one there that you can just pass the buck to, give the responsibility to, and you can go and sit on the couch and watch Netflix, and you can sleep for half the day, and you can have idle time to do idle things that are not even productive. 2026, the 1 year, you won't have that luxury anymore, because you will be solely responsible for your life. And then the last thing, hey, everybody that came on. The last thing, and this is so random, and I say this with all empathy and awareness, because I used to be a high school English teacher who dealt heavily, although my background, my education degrees were in or are in regular education. I still dealt heavily with, it's now called exceptional student education, or special education, formerly known as special education, IEPs. I dealt heavily with ESE students, IEP students. So I say this with all the empathy that I have at my disposal. But I think it's very interesting that everybody now is on the spectrum. Everybody now is neurodivergent. Everybody now is spicy, neurodivergent. Everybody is on the spectrum. And I'm not saying that autism doesn't exist, but what I am saying is that everybody is not autistic. Let me say that again. I'm not saying that autism does not exist, but what I am saying is that everybody is not autistic. And I've just noticed that everything is being, a lot of things, more than I sense is normal. Everything is being attributed to, oh, you're on the spectrum, you're autistic, you're autistic, you're on the spectrum. And that is, I tend to start questioning when everything is, as you know, when something becomes quote unquote too popular. And autism has become too popular. And I don't trust it. Because when society makes something too popular, it's an agenda behind it. When society is pushing it to the extreme, then it's time to start asking questions. Because what are they pushing? What's the agenda that they're pushing if everybody, if everything or everything that seems, quote, out of the ordinary is now linked to autism? Everybody has some form of autism. Let medicine and let psychology and psychiatry tell you, and mental health tell you, and the educational system tell you everybody now is autistic, everything is linked to autism. What's the agenda that they are trying to push? That is just a random thought, and nothing is random, but that is just something else that came to me, that now I have to start questioning. What's the reasoning behind it? That is so easy to pass out this label of, oh, you're on the spectrum. Oh, you're neurodivergent. Oh, you're neurospicy. Just something to think about. So, as I get more messages about 2026 and I am allowed to to give them to you, I will. So until next time, stay grateful and stay aware.